Hey you guys, we are week 10. So excited, pre-recording it for you guys last night of Hanukkah, so we just decided that it's better to just pre-record and then anybody can just cook anytime they want during the day. Usually we try to go live Sunday nights, but sometimes we do pre-recorded, so we kind of get the best of both worlds. Tonight we're doing meal prep 10, so thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm going to show you, we have our menu. First of all, my mom's recording today, so everyone say, hi mom. So she's recording for us, she's awesome, and yeah, we're going to get through this prep. It's going to be pretty simple because we're not really cooking too much. Most things are going to be going in the fridge and setting you up for the week, but we're going to be cooking the carrots and the ragu and the rice. So should be a pretty quick one. So here's the menu. We are making these Arayes, which is like a beef, you see mom? It's kind of like a beef kebab grilled into a pita with the Shuk Salad, which is so good. Miso glazed salmon. You could also use cod if you like. I'm using black cod today. With sushi rice and miso glazed carrots. We have these yummy Mediterranean bowls with a turmeric tahini kind of sauce and a spaghetti with a ragu. So here's your grocery list that you should have shopped for. All this is on prepandrally.com, so you could subscribe and get access to all of this. And here's what we were making tonight. That's the full prep. So that's what you're going to end up with today. So we're going to start with the carrots, then we're going to do the rice, the ragu, the fish, pickled onions, the Shuk Salad, turmeric tahini, and the meat for the Arayes. So it should be pretty quick. I'm following along my PDF. You can either print out, you can follow along on your computer. Y'all know the drill. So we've been doing this for 10 weeks so far. So super, super exciting. Can't believe we've been doing it for 10 weeks. I love you all for being here, and let's get cooking. Okay, mom, you good? Okay, awesome. All right, so let's get started with the carrots. So I said to get those like pretty like heirloom kind of carrots. Get whatever you have in your store. I had these in my fridge, so I decided to use them up. All right, so you just want to peel these if you haven't done so already. The beauty of not doing it live is that you can pause this right now if you have not yet peeled them. You can't do that when we go live, so I know a lot of you like that aspect of the pre-recorded. So I'm just cutting off the tops and the bottoms. You want this to be peeled unless you are using those heirloom ones. Then you don't really always need to. All right, you want to preheat your oven as well, which I've already done to 400 degrees. These carrots are going to go in there. They're going to be so good, guys. Like miso is my favorite. Some of you were asking what you can do to swap out the miso. You could just omit it and then just like roast these like traditional carrots. With some olive oil and spices. You could even do a little bit of maple syrup if you'd like, and some soy sauce to give it that kind of miso flavor, that kind of umami that you get from it. But totally your call. Obviously, if you have different size carrots, like I have some that are teeny tiny here, some that are bigger, I'm going to quarter these ones, and those ones I've just halved. So you want to make sure they're all kind of similar sizes. And today, you guys are watching on Sunday, but today is... What day is it? Even Thursday. It's my birthday today, which is exciting. So I'm excited that we could film this. It's going to be a quick one. And then going out with my mama. Hey, Mom? We're going to go out. We're going to do some fun girl things. Pamper. Dirty 30, man. 30. So big. All right. So we're just going to get through these carrots here. Have them, quarter them, whichever size you think is best, depending on your carrot, and then throw them on that baking sheet. Carrots get so great when they're roasted. They just get sweet and yummy. It's my favorite thing in the world. I don't love them so much when they're raw, but a cooked carrot, they're just so sweet and delicious. Okay, so we're just going to toss in some olive oil, salt, and pepper, roast at 400 until they're nice and softened. And then at the end, we're going to coat them in this yummy mixture of the miso glaze. And right when they come out of the oven, we're going to toss it in that, and it's going to get super sticky and yummy flavor. Okay, 1 sec. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing this old apron. So funny. Do you guys remember the Dini Delivers days? This is like my original logo. So to anybody who knows this logo and recognizes it, I love you. You've been around from day one. My gosh, but I just found this and thought I'd wear it because it's Thursday that I'm recording this. So TBT, right? Back to the Dini Delivers days. I do love this apron though, and I do want to get my new logo on it. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of fun to bring it back to the Do you need a liver, Denise? All right, these are going in the oven. They're gonna cook for like, depending on the size of your carrots, 30 to 40 minutes or so. Okay, is everyone good? We're gonna make our miso mixture. I guess we can just do it now so that it's ready. Why not? Miso paste and some maple syrup. That's it, and some butter. Either you could do butter, or you could even do olive oil. I'm gonna do olive oil tonight. Totally your call. I like to choose this bowl, because why not? Okay, so here we go. Super, super quick. Tablespoon. You have your butter or your oil, whichever you're gonna use. You wanna melt that butter if you are using butter. Am I rushing? Am I going too fast? All good, Mom? We good? You guys could always pause it if I am going fast. So that's what's great about these pre-recorded videos. All right, so here we go. Want to get your miso in there, and you're just gonna like make a paste out of this. Almost like a glaze in a way, rather. And right when those carrots come out of the oven, you'll have this ready to go standing by, so you could just drizzle it all over and coat them in there, and it's gonna melt all over and be so good. Okay? So that's it. Just kind of like whisk it together. And I remember when I originally tested out this recipe, I cooked it with the miso. It worked, so you can do that, but like it tends to burn a little bit more easily, so I prefer just coating it in the end with it. And then also when you reheat these to actually serve, then it will cook together with it a little bit more and enhance the flavor even more. So there is your little paste. Smells so good. All right, keep this off to the side for now. When those carrots come out, we'll throw it on there. All right, next, here we go. Next up is our sushi rice. That's gonna take a second to make here. So we have our meat pot here. I have 3 cups of my water already in the pot, okay? I've washed my sushi rice. Pour that on in there. Sushi rice is so good because it's sticky. You wanna make sure that you do rinse it off really well. You just have to do that with sushi rice. It's just a thing. Okay, beautiful. So you're gonna bring this up to a boil. We're gonna season it with our salt now, and then at the end is when we're gonna add in our maple and, what's it called? And rice wine vinegar, all right? And that's gonna really season it. Good? It was recording, Mom, right? Okay, perfect, because that'd be really funny if we went through this whole thing and it wasn't recording. Great, okay, okay. Gonna bring this up to a boil, cover it, lower, simmer, done. Same exact recipe for the most part as last week. We made the sushi latkes, which I hope you guys loved. So fun. So while that's coming up to a boil, just keep an eye out for that. Also, you know what? If you can, set your timer in your oven for your carrots. Why not? I'm gonna set it for 30 minutes to start with, and we'll see where we go from there. If you do have timers, use them because it helps. Because sometimes when we're doing a lot of things at once, you tend to forget, and it's helpful. All right, next up, this is the most time-consuming part of this whole prep, but I promise you it's really simple. We're basically making a vegetable ragu, which is just a lot of sauteed, yummy vegetables together in like a tomatoey kind of sauce. And we're gonna add lentils as well. So that's gonna be really yummy, okay? So I'm gonna save the purple onion for my, I only got 2 purple onions because I shopped online and you never know what you can get, but it's still helpful. So I'm using a white onion. You could use purple, you could use a white onion, whatever you have. We're gonna get that sauteed in our pan to start off this ragu. So get your pan nice and hot. You wanna work with a nice big pan here. Okay, oil goes in. All right, guys, are you loving how your weeks are just flying by and easily, and you're saving money and time? Obsessed with all your messages on Instagram. Keep sharing. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. It's really awesome seeing everyone get through the week. And what's really fun is like all the camaraderie of it all. Just seeing everybody eating the same food all week long. I think that's just so fun, right? Like everyone's sharing the same thing that they're eating, but with slight modifications to make it work for them. So it's the same thing, but like slight differences, which is cool. All right. Wait, hold on. I think I left off a little peel. One more layer. Okay, so our onion here. So we're just gonna chop this into a dice. You want all this to be, all these vegetables that we're about to cut up here, which is a zucchini and a carrot. You want everything to be pretty small. So It cooks really easily, and then it also turns into like this nice sauce. All the vegetables are kind of going to soften a little bit, and it's going to be really good over pasta. The lentils, you don't even really taste the lentils so much. They're just there to add some protein, make it a really complete, yummy meal. What you can also do with this mixture is turn it into a soup. If you have leftovers, you can also freeze it. It freezes beautifully. So do what you want with it. You could even serve this over leftover fish. It's really good over fish. You could serve this ragu over a piece of grilled chicken. So very versatile. Make it your own. Do what works for you. If you don't want to use regular pasta, you can substitute that for zucchini pasta. Just get a couple extra zucchinis because you're already ordering them. So it's all about just taking this base meal prep and then modifying to make it work for you. That's what it's about. I mean, that's what I do also. I mean, my kids eat different things than I eat. Mike eats different things than the kids. We all sort of make it work by making little tweaks and small modifications. Okay? So, here we go. I know this sometimes seems like a lot of effort on a Sunday, but honestly, once you realize the benefits of it and how easily the week goes by, kind of becomes like addicting, and like you can't imagine your life without it because how hectic the week is. If you're working, if you have kids, if you're in school and you're studying, it's just like it saves my butt, and I fully mean that. I believe in it. Okay, so here we go. I'm getting a little spatula, mix this around. You guys know the drill. I always add a little bit of salt whenever I'm sauteing anything because it helps draw out the moisture and gets them nice and browned easily. I've also lowered my rice to a simmer, and I've covered it with my pot, with my lid. So let that cook until all the water is completely absorbed. Shouldn't take too long, maybe like 15 minutes or so. Be sure to check on that. Okay, let's get our garlic in there now. So I have 3 cloves garlic. If you don't know how to cut garlic, it's kind of my favorite. You just do the side of your knife carefully, and you just smash it, and that just takes your peel right off. Right, Mom? We're garlic masters in our house. My dad's a big garlic grower, so we love garlic in our house. We do. Every Friday night, we just eat raw garlic. Either you roast it, and you make like soft garlic, kind of like how we always do the spatchcock chicken, with like a whole head of roasted garlic that we squeeze all over the chicken. So, Mom, I feel like you always like roast a whole head of garlic for Friday night to eat with our challah, or if we don't do that, my dad just takes straight up fresh garlic from the garden, and we just chop it up like this and just dunk the bread straight into raw garlic. And then I do the leftover like in our chicken soup. We're all about the garlic. No vampires in our house, right? So good. Okay, here we go. What does that mean when there's a little bit of green in it? Kind of means a little bit older, right? So it's not the freshest garlic ever? Because yeah, Dad, we need your garlic. Whole Foods did not send good garlic today. Yeah, the green usually means like a little sprout growing in the middle, right? Which means it's like on its way out. The way you know good garlic is when the head of garlic is tight. You don't see the cloves kind of falling apart. That's how you know it's a tight, tight head and hard to like separate them. That's how you know it's a nice fresh head of garlic. And you should be good to go there. All right, we have 1 carrot through reserve that we did not roast in there. We're taking that carrot, cutting off the tops and bottoms. You want to peel that if you have not done so yet. And you're just going to cut that into a small dice also, similar size to the carrot, what's it called, the onions. Okay, you want everything to just be like nice and uniform as best as possible so that everything cooks evenly. And also so everything's bite-sized because it is going to be like our sauce. You want things to really blend together nicely. So just kind of cut long strips like this, and then turn it around, and then go this way. It's all about that like grid kind of idea where you're cutting both directions, and then you get a nice even chop. Okay? I would love to know from you guys if your knife skills have improved at all since prep and rallying with us, because that is something that I really hope to teach. And I keep saying I'm going to do these tutorial videos, and I should. But I guess now that they're all on YouTube and they're pre-recorded, I feel like I go through how to cut certain things a lot. You could always just pause, rewind, practice. So just buy a bunch of produce. That's what I did. I just kept buying onions and carrots, and I would just spend an hour and just go through as many vegetables as I can. I'll just make salads. and practice that way while you're, making a yummy salad for yourself. Practice the proper technique because it really does make your time in the kitchen more enjoyable. But not only more enjoyable, it just makes it more efficient. Like if you could cut quickly and efficiently, you get through it a lot more easily. And it's also just more enjoyable for you to be in the kitchen. If you're like with a little serrated knife trying to saw your way through something, it's just not very fun. So get yourself a good knife. You don't have to spend that much money. You could spend like $70, which may seem like a lot to you, but they last forever. I mean, I've had this one for maybe 4 years. I've had my other set for almost 7 because I got it when we got married. So yeah, it's worth it. All right, same thing with this one zucchini. You're just gonna chop it up into a little dice. And the zucchini is gonna cook a little bit faster, which is why I got my carrots in there first. The zucchini doesn't take as long to cook. Okay. You guys are gonna love this dish because it's very like warm and cozy and wintry. And I love anything tomato based. I think having like a yummy tomato based kind of sauce, but like tons of veggies in there, super hearty and filling. And then of course you add the lentils, which even adds more heartiness and it makes it a really filling, full, complete kind of meal. Okay, here we go. Lovely. Next up, mushrooms, which I thought I had, but they were not very good when I looked at them this morning, so I am omitting them. Feel free to do so if you have some mushroom haters in your house. You don't need to add them. All right, I just put my lentils in there as well. Keep that mixing around. It's already smelling so good. How pretty are these colors? Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. So good. All right, here we go. And it's also a great way to get veggies into your kids because they just think they're eating like a spaghetti or a pasta with a tomato sauce, but there's all these great healthy things in here. Tons of protein from those lentils and all those veggies. Okay, here we go. I have a tomato, canned tomato in there as well, and now we're gonna get our tomato paste. La 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 la. Told you this is gonna be a pretty easy meal prep, y'all. All right, so get your tomato paste in there. Put the rest away. And the tomato paste is what makes it really rich, thickens it up. I feel like there's nothing like tomato paste. So good. Makes it nice and rich. Okay, so keep that mixing. You want to work on like medium heat now. So I just lowered it a tiny bit. We don't burn anything. And then we're just going to season it up. And then we're just going to let this cook for like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or so. Let's see. Yeah, I would say like 20 minutes or so total, maybe another like 10, 15 from here. Okay, so let's add our seasoning. We're gonna do some salt. And depending on your lentils, if they are pre-salted or not, adjust the salt accordingly. You can always add more salt. So I always say start by undersalting a little bit, taste it, and then see where you're at. Everyone, and even the tomatoes, sometimes canned tomatoes come with tons of sodium, sometimes with low sodium, so you just need to adjust accordingly. Okay, so keep mixing that around. Again, you want to work with a pretty big pan here. Looks so good. Okay, I did my salt already with some garlic powder.
Smells yummy.
Smells good, right, Ma? Yum. Do this for dinner tonight. It's so good. All right, we have oregano. I love oregano. Just throw it all in there. Do you know what I did? We came home from the pizza store one day. Or no, we had it delivered. That's what it was. Maybe it was for Jolie's birthday. I think we had it delivered. And they came with all those little pizza packets. So like thousands of oregano packets, thousands of like chili flakes. You know what I did? I told Mike, get over here. You're gonna help me. We unwrapped every single one and I put it in the spice jars. That was what I just finished. I just finished all that oregano, but I basically filled up a whole bottle, which was completely free. And if you guys follow Frankie Calzana, I think is his last, I don't know how to pronounce his last name actually, but he's a tastemaker on Tastemade. He has a show called Budget Meals. It's called Budget Meals. Shoot, I'm like totally blanking out and butchering this. I think it's called Budget Meals. And his whole thing is like how to cook in under like $2 and like amazing pasta dishes. And he calls free flavor like little packets that you get from the Chinese restaurants, like those little soy sauce packets. Like, don't throw those away. It's free flavor. You're literally getting free stuff. but sometimes it just looks messy to have all that sitting in your pantry. But if you can, open it up and put it into a container. It's just like free. It's great. So, Struggle Meals. That's the name of his show. Frankie Calzana, pretty sure I pronounced that right. Struggle Meals is his show. It's a Facebook watch show, and he's on Tastemade. He's awesome. He's such a nice guy. I love him. So yeah, his whole thing is free flavor. And I love that whole concept because it just totally jives with the Prep and Rally concept. Don't throw that away. All right, so I just added juice of one lemon in here, which would give it some extra flavor. And what are we forgetting? Here we go. I think that's it. Beautiful. So I'll continue to cook for a few minutes. That's the whole thing. If you have mushrooms, mushrooms does add a little bit of like meatiness. That's really nice. Plus it's also still vegetarian, but it just adds really good flavor. So if you are into mushrooms, I would recommend it, but it is not necessary at all. Okay, check on your rice. Looking good, beautiful. Okay, so it looks like all the rice is, all the water is absorbed. You know that when you tip over your pan, tip over your pot, and you don't see any water dripping out. Shutting it off, keep it covered for like an extra 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be good to go there. Okay, miso glazed salmon. Tonight I'm using black cod because it just is such a good fish, and I saw it at the store or on the website rather, and had my guy pick it up. All right, so we're gonna basically whisk this sauce in a small bowl, and then coat the fish in it, and then we're gonna cook it the next day. So that's really easy. I'm doing half of the amount because they only had half of the amount of my fish, plus we don't need the whole thing, so I'm just doing this for you guys mainly, but you do the full recipe. But follow along in your PDF for all the exact measurements. Again, prepandrally.com is where you can find all these measurements, full meal prep plans, these printable PDFs. Head over there. It's $11 for the month. You can subscribe for $100 a year, $60 a year. It's so worth it, and the subscription just pays for itself in no time because of how much money you save. Literally so much money. Tonight's meal prep, I spent I think it was $56, plus I had to get some extra ground beef, which I bought somewhere else. But like, I mean, seriously, like under $70 for 4 nights of dinner for 4 people. Because once you start prepping with us weekly, you have this in the pantry already. You already have maple syrup. You have the staples that I use week after week after week. So it's very few things you actually have to buy. And that's what it's all about, saving that money. Okay, so jump on board. Join us. You could try it out for a month. And if you don't like it, you could always cancel. But even if you didn't want to do a full meal prep every single week, just by subscribing and getting our weekly email with the printable PDFs and saving them every week, you're getting 8 or so new recipes every single week. So even if you're just doing it for the recipes, it's basically like building a cookbook, and it's 8 or so new recipes every week, plus menu ideas. It's just great inspo. So no matter how you use it, it kind of just works for everyone. All right, I'm gonna keep this on here for an extra few minutes. We have our soy sauce, our rice wine vinegar, miso. You can omit the miso if you don't have it or don't want to use it. I recommend using it if you can. It's just so good. And all you're going to do is just mix this all together. I didn't measure it, but you should. I just refuse to measure even my own recipes. I never measure. Okay, you're a measurer though, Mom.
I measure all the time.
She measures everything, yeah. It's different like brains. I hate baking. You like baking? You probably enjoy baking more, right? I hate baking. Hate it. Okay, you could season this, but because we have the soy sauce in here, we don't necessarily need to. And you're just gonna coat your fish in it. So again, this is black cod that I'm using. You could use salmon, you could use anything you like. I also normally take the skin off. I'm not tonight, but you can. You also don't need to. Here we go. And you know what I may do? I may actually take the fish and put it like that, because I have skin on this side. If you have your skin off, it doesn't matter which direction you put it, but I want to get that nice and coated. Look how beautiful black cod is. Oh my God, it's so good. Looks so fresh. I think they call it sable. Isn't black cod sable? I used to make it for my client years ago. It's definitely seasonal. Like, you can't always find it, but it's really good fish. I love it. I saw it and I was like, I need to get this. That's going to sit in those yummy juices overnight, and then we're going to bake it fresh tomorrow. It'll be so good. Okay, this is Dunzo. Take a little carrot. Has a tiny bit more bite to it. Cook it for another like 2 minutes. But that's how you know. Taste the carrot. It's so good. Yum. So again, you could serve this on anything. You could like grill some tofu and serve it over that if you don't want to do the spaghetti. You could do it over fish. You could do it over chicken. You could turn it into a soup by just adding some liquid and blending it. So always versatile. All right, next up, all we're gonna do is make pickled onions, the Shuk Salad, turmeric tahini, and the meat mixture for the Arayes. Sounds like a lot. It's not. It's gonna come together very quickly, I promise. All right, small little pot right over here. We have our rice wine vinegar that we're gonna throw in. You need like a decent amount of it. So take the little top off. Boop. Okay, great. What's funny though is when I do take these tops off and then I put it away without it, the next time I want to use it, I'm expecting that little cap to be there, and then I had to pour in the whole thing in. I'm like, shoot. Okay, here we go. So you want to heat this. So put some heat on it. We're gonna add some maple, very similar flavors. You see, like what I like doing is, if we're already using maple for one thing, I try to use it in multiple things because you already have it, you already bought it. I'm not gonna have you go out and get maple syrup and honey and sugar. Like we're already using something, use it so that you save money. You don't have to buy multiple things. I can't stand when you follow a recipe and you need like a tiny bit of something and then you're left with a ton of it in your pantry or your fridge and you don't know what to do with it. So we try to repurpose everything. Obviously, we can't always use up every single thing you have, but we do the best we can. And we're also trying to train you to think in that mindset where if you do have leftover miso, to think, what can I make with this? And to think on your own what you could do. And a lot of you are totally starting to think like that, and that is so cool. So power to you. Amazing. Okay, I'm shutting this off. And I'm gonna let it cool in here so it continues to cook a tiny bit more, but I've shut this off, that's good to go. This is heating up now. Basically what we're gonna do, I make pickled things all the time because it's a great meal prep staple. They stay in these beautiful containers. These you could shop on prepandrally.com. They are my favorite. I have them in 2 different sizes. The other one is right there. Mom, if you wanna go show them that little baby one. That's half the size of this one. So I use them weekly for meal prep, for dressings, for sauces, for pickled things, really for everything. Even like for dry goods like beans and lentils and popcorn, whatever you want to put in these things. They're great. You can make these pickles with anything, but today we're doing onions because they're delicious. They're going to be great on those Arayes, which are those like kebab, basically stuffed pitas. But pickled onions are just a great staple to keep in your fridge all week long because they enhance every single thing you put them on. You can make like eggs for breakfast in the morning, throw some pickled onions on them, and they're great. Or you can make, I don't know, grill some chicken for lunch one day and throw some onions on that. Yeah, you like that one, Mom, huh? Okay, shutting that off. That's nice and hot. Meanwhile, I'm going to take our onions here. I just cut them in half, and I'm going to thinly slice them. And you could use regular white onions here, but you'll see why I like using the purple. They turn this like kind of magenta color when you put the acid on them. And it's just the prettiest thing in the world. And they make any dish look beautiful. So it's not even just about how yummy they are, but they also just really make things look so pretty. And with an art background, I'm always cognizant of what things look like, colors and textures, and it's all part of it. It's all creative, which is why I don't like baking, because baking is very much by the book, and you can't really do what you want with it. And that annoys me. I like to do my thing. So I'm just taking these onions. We're just throwing them in here. 2 onions. And again, you could do this with any vegetable if you wanted to use the same kind of brine mixture. And these are called quick pickles because we're heating the mixture. Normally you would, like at home, Mom, right? You make those pickled tomatoes that I'm obsessed with. My dad and my mom grow these amazing, yummy tomatoes in the garden. And we always have these green ones that we pick. And we make pickled tomatoes every single year, and they're so good. So for regular tomatoes, you don't heat the brine. You just stick the brine directly into the storage container. You let it sit for like weeks and weeks. It depends. There's different kinds of pickles, different types. But for these, because they're quick, we heat it. Whoo, the onions. And I'm wearing contacts. You wearing contacts? Oh, you don't wear contacts. You have LASIK. Oh my God, your eyes aren't killing you? Nope. Whoa. Dying. Okay. So we heat the liquid, pour it over this. We let it all cool together. And then you store it. And by tomorrow, they are perfection. You're gonna love these. You're gonna put them on everything. So have fun with it. Let me know what you end up putting them on because I think that's really fun. So share what you put them on because I would love to hear. All right. And if you don't follow Prep and Rally on Instagram, go ahead and do that. So many good like tips and tricks about meal prep and all the fun stuff on there. So come join the fun. All right, give it a little swirl so you mix all those flavors together, and then you're just gonna pour it right over. Okay, so you'll see it's gonna start breaking down and kind of like dropping a little bit. It's gonna look like half of the amount once it actually all kind of like cooks by tomorrow. But once it cools, then I'll flip it over, and these containers actually come with a little orange band that you could put around, and that makes it really leak proof. So then you can even store it upside down if you want. You don't have to. You could just like shake it so that the mixture goes all over. But for now, I'm just gonna let it cool just like so. Okay, let's go. All right, clean up your little workstation if needed. Check on your carrots if needed. It says 8 more minutes. They're still looking good. This rice looks good. Take your lid off, pull it aside, and take a little spoon or a fork or something and just, oh, look at that. Give it a little fluffer. Stepping on a carrot over here. Cool. All right, so to this, remember we're gonna add our maple. Finish that up. Boop. I love using maple to sweeten things. I just love it. I've even used it to make my challahs recently, and I'm very happy with the result. We finished our rice wine vinegar, but that's cool. If you don't have any more rice wine vinegar, you could still get that acid from red wine vinegar. All very similar. You could also use apple cider vinegar. They all work. So give that a mix around. That smells so good. There's nothing better than fresh, hot sushi rice. Oh my God, yum. Smells awesome. Okay, mix that around, let it cool, and store away. Whenever you do finish cooking something, I always recommend putting it right into a storage container. I'm not gonna do that right now for time's sake for the video, but I recommend doing it so that it starts to cool. If you keep it in your pot, it's gonna kind of continue cooking, continue heating. You wanna stop that cooking process. Get it cooled so you can get it in your fridge and go on with your life. Okay, beautiful. Next up, we're gonna make this Shuk salad real quick. So this is really just a yummy salad with raw cauliflower, actually. I feel like not many people eat raw cauliflower, but it happens to be so good. So we have parsley in there for freshness. My store didn't have radicchio, so I'm using endive, which is so good. They're also really great for like a chip, like for dipping. So yummy. They're kind of like underrated. I feel like nobody even uses endive, but they happen to be really delicious. And then some scallions. And then you're just gonna douse this the night of with just like tons of lemon and fresh olive oil, salt, and pepper. Like so simple. Okay, so for the cauliflower, I like to just kind of cut it off. I pre-washed it. You just wanna kind of cut it off here. Save this for cauliflower rice another day. But take all your cauliflower and you're basically just gonna go through and just cut off. You're cutting florets, but like this would be a floret. But that's not good for a salad because that's massive. That's how you want to roast things. But for a salad, you want to cut these little mini florets. So cut right here at the little stems so that they all kind of fall apart, that you have these bite-sized pieces, okay? So do that. You know what? I wonder if I should just move on. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Okay, so keep doing that. Pause if you need. Save these stems and turn it into cauliflower rice. Okay, next up, keep doing that, get it in your bowl. And make sure you're always cleaning your workspace whenever possible. You guys know I love to do that. And it really helps keep a nice clean house, and it saves the stress later on when you see the mess you've made. You're like, oh my God, help. But it definitely helps to clean as you go so you don't end up overwhelmed. So with the endive, I just cut off the bottoms of it. I'm gonna cut them into half. How pretty are they? You see? And flip them so you have like a base. Face side down, and give it a nice run through with your knife and get it in there. Now it's also really fun, like the picture that I used that I actually took of the salad. I was able to get purple cauliflower if your market has that, and that's available to you. It just looks really pretty. My kids actually tend to be scared of the super colorful vegetables. Like I always thought it'd be so cool to give them a purple cauliflower. I thought they would love that. Like Jolie's favorite color is purple, but it just kind of freaks them out. They're not into it. They'd rather the white one. So that's always really surprising to me. You never know what your kids are going to go for. So just try different things. You know, if they don't like one thing, try something else. Maybe if they don't like white cauliflower, maybe they'll go for the purple cauliflower. You just never know. And every day they want something different. If they reject something one day, you never know if they're going to reject it the following day until you try. So that's what's great about these meal preps also is that you're constantly trying new things, exposing them to new things, and you just never know what they're going to be into. And sometimes they're actually willing to try it. Like Jolie refused to eat fish for the longest time. One day, for whatever reason, she tried a little bit, and then she's like, oh my gosh, you're right, Mommy, I love that. So don't give up. You got this. Don't go for that freezer section. Don't do it. Just keep it up and adjust as needed. Scallions going in there. Look how pretty that looks. Okay? And this is all going to get stored. You're not going to actually dress it until the night of. Okay? So you're just actually making your salad now. And you're going to store it as is. Fresh parsley. I always think of Daddy, right? I always think of my dad when I cut fresh parsley because he would literally just take this and just, right? And just munch on it. He's like a little rabbit. But the smell always reminds me of my dad. Okay, parsley goes in. That's the whole thing. If there's anything else you want to add to this, if you don't like endive, if you don't like radicchio, if you don't like raw cauliflower, do you, okay? Do what you like. Adjust as necessary. I always say read the entire PDF prior to actually cooking so that you can make those adjustments that you need. Okay, good. Salad is done. The last two things we have to do is make the meat for the Arayes, which is that kebab, and make a really quick tahini salad, or tahini dressing. So let's just do that first real quick before we get dirty from the meat. And then you guys can go about your day or your night. Easy. Have a little container here. Again, these are on prepandrally.com in the shop section. They are my favorite. I'm not just saying that. They're literally my favorite. I use them every week. I love them. Okay, turmeric tahini. Here we go. We have some tahini, obviously. And we're going to mix and store and everything in this one little container. So it's beautiful. So before you put tahini in there, give it a mix around because the oil tends to go to the top. All the actual like sesame seed ground up tends to be more at the bottom. So give it a mix around so you don't just get all the oil that's on top. I'm going to get part of the bottom part as well. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Pour it in there. And this is what's going to go on our Arayes, and it's going to be the salad dressing for those Mediterranean bowls on Wednesday. Okay. Here we go. We have limon. Oh, those are carrots. 2 lemons that we're going to juice here. Check on your carrots if your timer is going off. Let's see. They're looking good. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. Why not? Okay. So, juice these. You guys like my little Hanukkah star tattoo here? Isn't that cute? Is that fancy? You still have yours on, Mom? My mom and I did tattoos with the girls last night. It was super cute. Okay, so I just strain it through my hand. You want to use a clean hand, obviously. I dropped 1 seed, so try to get that out if you do drop any. All right. I love a good tahini sauce. Like, I just love it so much. And if this ever, tahini is weird and happens to get very thick the more you mix it. So if it's too thick, you can always water it down with either some water. If you think it needs a little bit more lemon, you can always add some more lemon. If it's too watery, you can add some more tahini, and that will help to thicken it up. Okay, so it's very forgiving. There's always something you could do to your tahini sauce or dressing to make it the right consistency. So either add more water or lemon, or you could go the other way and use more tahini, which will help thicken it up again. Okay, so to that we have, I say to use rice wine vinegar, but we're going to use this vinegar. The reason why I said rice wine vinegar is because I said to buy it and you already have it, but I didn't buy it. I had one already at home, so that's why I ran out. But you can use any acid here. You could use apple cider vinegar or rice wine vinegar or red wine vinegar. Okay? Turmeric, because the turmeric tahini. Turmeric is so healthy for you. Plus, it just looks like a beautiful, it's this gorgeous color. Just be careful about your counters and your tables because it stains. It does stain. I say parsley is optional here. I have it right here anyways, so why not add some nice freshness to it? Okay. Telling you, get a good chef's knife and you could do all these knife techniques. Like, how quick is that? Simple. Throw it in, done. If you have a knife and you know how to use it, it's way more enjoyable to be in the kitchen, I promise. Okay. Good. Next is, we'll do some pepper and then we're just gonna get some olive oil in there. We already have some oil from the tahini, but because it's a dressing, we're gonna do a little bit extra oil. Plus it's olive oil, so it adds some more flavor and it helps loosen it up a little bit more. Okay. Oh my God, how gorgeous is that? Yum. And I always say having a good sauce in the fridge and a good dressing is key to a healthy week, because when you're excited to eat your dressing or sauce that's homemade that you can feel good about, you're more likely to eat a yummy salad because it's something exciting to put on it. You guys. If you wanted to add maple syrup to that, by all means, you could do that as well. That'd be very good. It's up to you. Okay. That's that. Last thing we're going to do is make our meat for the Arayes. We're just making the meat mixture and we're going to store it raw in here. And then the night of, you're going to actually stuff it into your pitas and either grill it or bake it. And you guys are going to freak out. It is so good. I had this on my last trip to Israel when I went to go visit. Why are we there again? I don't remember. What were we there for? We spent that day in Tel Aviv. Why was I there? What did we go for?
Was it the wedding? No.
Whose wedding? Oh my God, my friend Chess's wedding, of course. Duh. So I went for a wedding and we spent the whole day. This is 2.5 pounds. I say to use 2 pounds, but I'm making a little bit extra for the weekend. So adjust accordingly if you need. But yeah, so I went for my friend Chess's wedding, of course. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then we spent the day in Tel Aviv, my mom, my sister, and I, and we went to that dunya place. Do you remember that, Mom? Did you try it? Oh my God, it was so good. I was supposed to reserve a half an onion, so I'm going to take from here. So if you also forgot to keep some onion, either you could take a half of a new one or from here. But yeah, I went to this restaurant, Dunya, which is like this Middle Eastern restaurant, and they serve these Arayes, and I was blown away. All the Suhk and the amba, which is this like mango amazing sauce, like a pickled mango sauce. It was just party in my mouth. There was such good flavor. It was like a crispy, crusty pita with this meat kebab like baked inside, charry grill flavors because they do it right in this big open flame. You guys, it was so good. I'm like craving it right now. But you are going to love this. Okay, we're going to use the rest of our parsley. Sorry, I keep moving around a lot. I know. I'm taking my carrots out. Sorry, and then we're going to finish up with our, hold on, don't burn yourself. Don't do it. Just don't burn yourself. Yummy carrots. Also, you're supposed to have more carrots than this. I just did a little bit less because that's what I had. So make any adjustments you need. Yum, those look so good. We'll get back to our meat in a second, but let's just get this on there. Check it out. We have our yummy glaze that we're going to put over these carrots. If you wanted to continue baking them a few extra minutes, by all means, you could do that as well. Oh my God. That look good, Mom. So good. All I'm going to do is just take this and just kind of coat them a little bit. Okay. Cheers to me. Oh my God. So good. If you didn't want to use real butter, I'd recommend using olive oil. Earth Balanced has like a very strong flavor. I don't love it in here. I like it in baked goods. I don't like Earth Balanced in here. So if you are swapping out the butter, do olive oil or any kind of oil you like. Don't use Earth Balanced. Huh. So hot. Oh my God. So good. Bomb. You guys are going to love that. Okay. So, in there, munching on my carrot. That is so good and so hot. Huh. All right, do you see that? We just used parsley in 3 different dishes. You can always omit parsley. You never need to use it, but if you have it, throw it in. It just makes for a much more flavorful meal. Herbs and citrus. Those are like my, I feel like that's any chef's like secret weapon, like citrus and herbs. They just really enhance anything. Obviously spices, but that's a given. Okay, keep washing my hands, but another thing you could do, which would have been smarter, is just take all of your parsley and chop it all up in one shot. So if you are not cooking right now and you're just washing this through and then gonna cook later, chop up your whole thing of parsley. It'll save you some time, right? Do it all in one shot, set it aside, and use it for all your different dishes. Okay, parsley, onion, salt, pepper. I wanna really season this up. If you don't want to serve this in pitas, make it into like little kufte kebabs, just like bake kind of like little football shape kebabs. You could do it in meatballs. Do this any way you like, okay? But in a pita is so bomb. And if you can, do it on a grill or like in a grill pan. Oh my God, it's so good. I just did it in the oven. I gave you instructions for that because it's just the easiest. But if you can, do it in a grill pan or even outdoors if you're able to do that. It's insane like that. Here we go. So now kind of like our Middle Eastern kind of spices. We have some allspice, which I really love. I feel like nobody uses allspice in cooking unless you're Syrian or Persian, but use it, it's so good. Coriander, cumin if you have. I ran out, but it's okay, don't worry about it. And onion powder, which I also ran out of, but if you can do that, great. I just did extra garlic powder in here, and that's it. So take off your rings if you have them, and all you're gonna do is just take your meat mixture. You see, look how pretty that looks. All right, and you're just gonna mash it all up together just to combine it. You don't wanna mix for too long. That makes a tough kind of like meatball, so definitely don't overmix. You just wanna mix it until everything is sort of incorporated. Don't be too tough on it. Just kind of get it all incorporated, and then store this covered in your fridge. And then the night of, you're gonna take this, throw it into your pitas. You can even get your kids involved there because it's super fun for them. And then grill them if you're able to, or cook them according to the instructions that I gave you. And then you're gonna be good to go. All right, you guys, so that's the entire meal prep. Meal prep number 10. I can't believe we've done 10 of these already. So awesome. Leave a comment here, give me your feedback, give it a thumbs up. It's so funny, I feel like I'm like the kids always listen to these YouTube videos, give it a thumbs up. But for real though, give it a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to the Dini Klein channel, and let me know how it goes, okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful for you. Here's everything that we have. I'll take you through it all. I use black cod, but here's our miso glaze, either cod or salmon. These are our beautiful onions. You guys see how that color, and you're gonna see tomorrow when you look at them in the fridge, this whole thing is all just gonna be purple, like magenta. It's gonna be so beautiful. So keep mixing this around a little bit so all, oops, I wanna put on that orange band so it keeps it from spilling out. But these are your onions here, which are so good. The turmeric tahini right there. We have our meat kebab mixture that's gonna go in the Arayes. We have this gorgeous salad. This miso glazed carrots, our sushi rice, our yummy, blanking out, ragu that we're gonna serve over fresh spaghetti that you make that night. This came together super quick. I hope you guys love us. I hope it was helpful. Give me your feedback, and I hope you guys have an amazing, easy week. Head to prepandrally.com, subscribe if you've not done so yet so you can get access to all of this. And head to Prep and Rally on Instagram, follow along, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.